Scott Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. You aware that Russia offered to end the war in Ukraine if Ukraine dropped their NATO bid?
Yeah. This was before. I mean, this was actually before they actually invaded, right?
No, this has been since as well. They didn't want them in NATO before,
right.
But even during the war, they said, we'll stop the war if you drop your NATO bid. That seems kind of reasonable to me.
It does.
Drop it. I mean, if that's true, what kind of moron would turn that down? According to U.S. intelligence, there have been 120,000 Russian soldiers killed, 180,000 wounded, so over 300,000 casualties for Russia. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 70,000 Ukrainian soldiers. Nobody even knows how many civilians. But the cost in blood has been incredibly high. And the amount of treasure lost just in the U.S. over $200 billion. You can't afford to turn down a peace offer like that.
Infrastructure, all of it.
Yeah. And it keeps going, and it's getting even bloodier. And they're fighting over, some of the bloodiest battles have been over non-strategic areas. Cities that don't really mean much in the scope of the war. They're not strategically important. They're not economically important. They just happen to be fighting over these areas in the Donbass region because. It's insanity.
It would seem like it would be common sense to say, okay.
Doesn't it seem that way? Yeah, it does kind of seem that way to me.
Yeah. Well,
but no. Mm-mm. It's not common sense.
I think the person in charge of one of the world leading countries, I don't know, the United States of America, would say, hey.
Mm-hmm. Hey, take that deal. How about you take that deal, Mr. Zelensky? Not another penny coming from us.
Thank you.
Take
not
the
one
deal.
Penny. We're not shipping construction equipment over.
Nope, we're not going to give
rebuild.
you a BB gun from here out.
It would almost seem like, and I don't want to be cynical here, that there are deeper forces at play here that maybe, just maybe, and again, if this seems cynical, I apologize, guys, but it's almost like the Biden administration, officials in it, are using Ukraine for other purposes.
What?
What other purposes? Like a bakery or something?
The evil threat that is Russia, but maybe money laundering. Maybe there's other stuff going on that isn't exactly being talked about.
Well,
no, I can't imagine that.
Show me the money, Keith.
See, I'm
Prove
sorry.
it. Okay?
Yeah, shoot. I told you I was going to be cynical.
Show us where all that money is going. And then we even do that, and it's still not enough.
Did we ever get an update on the biolabs that we had in Ukraine?
They're fine.
That Russia was...
They're fine.
Huh?
They're fine.
The biolabs are fine?
They're fine?
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
That's good to know.
So
we needn't worry about the biolabs.
Everything's fine.
Okay. I feel better then.
Yeah.
Because I was worried about that, but
don't be.
I shouldn't. Okay, I'm not going to.
On it, so.
All right. So everything's fine
That's
there?
fine. Well, yeah, we stopped talking about it, so it's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, good.
That's good.
Good. Yeah.
I'm sorry I was stressing about it.
So, yeah, just keep that war going. Let's see if we can get up to 1 million casualties. It's over. If both sides put together, it's already over 500,000. So.
I mean, it's terrible.
Oh, my gosh. In a year and a half? Yeah. Yeah. It's terrible. I mean, they lost, I think it was 15,000 soldiers during their Afghanistan war that lasted 10 years.
Yeah.
And in a year and a half, you've lost 120,000 killed. That's amazing. And, I mean, not to mention the equipment and the military artillery and all that they've lost. I mean, Russia has 1.3 million active duty soldiers, and you've already lost about 10% of your fighting force. That's incredible. Jeez.
Sure is.
And it's probably worse than that for Ukraine because they've got a much smaller pool of population. It's a much smaller country. They don't have 70 or 100 million people. So it's just awful. And I can't believe you would turn that down. I mean,
That's what we promised originally, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to move another inch
Right.
closer to Russia.
Yes, we did make that promise.
Boy,
Yep.
it's like America isn't good for their word anymore.
It's despicable. It's sad and it's hurting us and it's hurting others. So,
Ukraine is a country in Europe.
okay. There you go. I mean,
That's all you need to know.
what more do you need to say?
Facts are facts.
Facts are facts. Do we get to hear which one's bigger than the other? Because I'm a little confused on that. Okay. It's too hard to tell. You can't tell. You can't tell. So, but Ukraine is a country in Europe. We did get that much. So, all right, we're all set then.
Honestly,
We're all
AI
set.
would do a more convincing job on any subject than what
the brain
Kamala
dead
Harris
vice
has.
president.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's true. So, former First Lady Rosalynn Carter passed away. Was it over the weekend?
Yeah.
And yesterday, all the former First Ladies. Really? Martha Washington was there?
All right.
Okay. Huh.
Here we go.
That's what
Yes.
it says right here. Yesterday,
Yes.
all
Yes,
former
Pat.
First Ladies attended her memorial service in Georgia.
It
So
was
the
I miss-
AI written article didn't say living.
I missed
it was a sight.
seeing Martha Washington.
It was a sight.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Lady Bird, who died
Yeah.
some time ago. That's great.
Lincoln was there. She's looking rough, but what are you going to do?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you've been dead for 150 years, it tends to affect your appearance a bit.
But Rosalynn Carter, with class, said that she wanted to make sure that Melania Trump was invited because she wanted to have. This was her wish.
Yeah.
Was to have all the former first ladies who are
living first
were
ladies.
in attendance.
Okay.
And
Yes.
so,
So even Melania was there.
yeah, there you go.
Which is amazing because where has Melania been? We haven't seen a glimpse of her during this campaign.
She's raising her son.
I guess so. I mean, are they still even together? I mean, she doesn't appear with him anywhere.
Well, they're living in the same place, Mar-a-Lago. That's a small place. They can't help but run into
you
each
got to
other
run
once
into
in
each
a
other
while.
from time to time. Okay. So Melania was there. Michelle Obama was there.
Yeah, look at that.
Hillary. Yep. Let's see.
Bill was there. Interesting.
Bill was there. Yeah.
Now, what's the rumor as
Laura
to
was there.
why Bill traveled with Michelle Obama to the service, Chris?
Because they're in talks of throwing Big Mike for 2024.
Yeah. Not only was she with Bill Clinton
Everybody
and the
was
Clintons,
in
but she was also alone with the president
in Air Force One.
on Air Force One.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It's bad.
Big Mike
That's
is
bad.
coming.
That's a bad sign.
Sure is.
I mean, there's some talks going on there. And I don't know if they're trying to convince her. I don't know if she's trying to convince him. I don't know what's happening there, but it's bad.
Yeah. I see, and Kamala wasn't there, speaking of our girl in Ukraine, but her hubby is in the second row behind him.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Oh.
Doug's there. That's Doug
every
behind him there.
former living first lady and the first gentleman.
The first gentleman.
Oh,
Oh,
cute.
Good. Isn't
Kamala
that-
was there, by the way.
He's the second,
was?
gentleman I'd like
Oh,
to
okay,
point
so
out.
she's not in the
He
Oh,
just
yeah,
cropped
second
out.
gentleman. Thank you. Yes.
All right, she's
Second
cropped out of the
gentleman.
picture. So she was there. Good. Okay, well, great.
Good.
That's wonderful.
Then all is well with the
that's
universe.
fine.
And of course, Jimmy was there, and he's 99 years old now.
Yeah.
Shoo. Not quite as spry as he once was.
Well,
as you
he's in
see here.
hospice now, right? I mean,
For almost
Oh.
a year now.
Yeah, he's not.
Wow.
He's not looking great. When the first picture I saw was just the picture of him, not of him being rolled in, but just the picture of him in the wheelchair with the blanket. And
My goodness.
I thought, is that Joe Biden?
Oh, I see how you could think
And-
that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had to take a double
absolutely.
take.
Actually, Jimmy's looking better than Joe Biden.
Joe's
Yeah.
actually looking a lot worse these days. If you've noticed, I mean, you look at those pictures of him, man.
Yeah.
He's not looking well.
Now, was Joe there?
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
He's right there next to Jill. Bill, Jill, and
All
Joe.
right, yeah, there he is.
Bill, Jill, and Joel.
Jeez.
and you can see Jimmy down
So
to the right there with a blanket over him.
yeah. So that was well attended. Well attended by the
well.
power structure in the United States of America.
For
Good.
sure.
Good.
99. Wow.
Basically, our royal families were all there.
Yes, they were.
That's
Yeah.
good to see.
Yes, they were.
Nice. Because you got Bushes, you got Clintons, you got Bidens. I mean, that's pretty close to if you just put the Kennedys in
Had
there. and
Melania not dressed in black
Melania.
on the end.
yeah.
Oh,
That's great that
interesting
she was
point,
there,
yeah.
though. That's great that they included her. Thank you for doing that.
Yes.
I mean, that's really cool. Because if it were anybody else,
No, not a
they
chance.
wouldn't have invited her.
Not a chance.
They would not have invited her. They hate her like crazy. I mean, they spent all 8 years of the Obama presidency talking about how beautiful and incredible Michelle Obama was. Then you've got an actual supermodel in the White House
Nothing.
and nothing. You don't talk about what she wears unless you're criticizing her.
Yes.
Unless you don't like her shoes when she shows up at some event. That's the only time they talked about her, was to criticize her, was to belittle
and then
her.
she messed up the Rose Garden. Don't forget.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And her Christmas taste in decorations was awful. Everything looked terrible.
That's right.
Because her White House didn't feature Christmas ornaments praising Chairman Mao
Right.
the way Michelle's did.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
Exactly. And with the Bidens this year,
Oh, no.
in years past, they have done the stockings hanging for the grandchildren. But because of all the publicity for Navy this year, no grandchildren. 'Cause they don't want to
awesome.
explain why they didn't include Navy robbers in the
my
stockings.
word.
So they completely eliminated it
Delaware.
from the display.
They're going to go to Delaware.
They're
so
going
they can be ignored.
to Camp David.
Camp David. Okay.
Is their excuse.
That's incredible.
Well, we're Christmasing at Camp David, so we'll do it there. Really?
Oh, okay.
Oh, did you
Prove
see-
it. Let's see the photo.
Is it true? I mean, I saw a headline where they put up the dogs. Stockings in the White House.
Yes.
Is that what they actually did? I didn't know if it was true or
They
not.
put up the dogs.
I never know what's
They
true
did
anymore.
not put up the grandchildren.
And the one dog's been kicked out of the White House.
Right.
They also put up the national Christmas tree, and boy, if anything symbolizes the Joe Biden presidency, it's what happened to it yesterday.
Kept blown down.
Pretty windy up there, and
Oh,
and
really?
yep. So
You'd think they'd have that secured.
You would think they would. Yeah, you would think, but you'd think wrong.
Here, the White House, the National Park Service. They told us just within the last 15 minutes that a big gust of wind knocked over the national Christmas tree. It's all set for
pause this. Okay, I'm really distracted by this report. Have you ever seen a news report that cuts to the same thing multiple times, multiple angles this fast? I don't know if the editor had ADD, but anyway, let's continue with the report, please.
For a big tree lighting ceremony on Thursday, Ardelia Gonsalves just arrived on the scene. So, Ardelia, we know that the National Park Service is assessing the damage. What can you see from your vantage point?
We got it. It's the look at this.
Unfortunately, we can't see a whole lot. We did circle around the ellipse for some time, but we can see this massive crane that they brought in, and that crane is working very carefully
it's not just me, is
to
it?
try
No, that's crazy.
to upright that Christmas tree that fell.
Yeah.
We're told the Christmas tree fell just around 2 o'clock this afternoon. It was a completely decorated tree. I'm told the contractor
How did you not have
is
that
willing to come
secured?
back
That's
and
what I'm saying. I
redecorate,
don't
but
understand.
they're not even certain if this tree is salvageable at this point. As
My
you can
gosh.
imagine, and you saw me all
They don't even
bundled
know if
up,
it's
the wind
salvageable?
is biting
Is that what you
today.
just said?
I mean, this
Very
is-
strong
Well, it came down
gusts
with all the
here in
ornaments and
downtown
lights.
DC.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
my
that tree
gosh.
falling over at 2 o'clock this afternoon
Why wasn't it
hasn't been
secured?
lifted
Just
just
leave
yet.
it.
So
That
it's
symbolizes
unclear
this
what the
administration.
condition
Yeah.
of that
Just
tree
leave
will
it.
be.
Right.
However, we're told the show will go on.
Okay.
Let's have the tree
That's
lighting
what we're
ceremony.
told.
Yay.
Okay, that's
So look at that. I mean, it's beautiful,
Is it?
but
And by the way,
it's about to fall.
This video is from 12 hours ago. They were still not able to get
So
it up.
Yeah, they're trying to get
trying
it
to
back
get it
Still
up.
up.
trying to get it up. This was 12 hours. ago.
And they're trying to get it up
after it fell.
After it fell.
Okay.
I mean, you got they're trying to make it as delicate as possible.
Lean it against
right?
a fence.
Right.
How about you do this?
Secure that thing.
Put it up against the Washington Monument. Put a chain around it and call it done.
Do they not know about wind?
Climate change.
Wind and a tree that is not planted in the ground.
Yeah.
There is a possibility it will be blown over. You might want to secure it.
I mean, I would think they would have a pretty good, stand.
Where are you going to find a stand that size?
Yeah, you would think.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. There's no such thing.
Amazon doesn't carry those.
No such thing. So, wow. I mean, they are incompetent in every conceivable and even non-conceivable ways. They are incompetent in ways you can't even imagine.
Give it time. Give it time.
That is amazing. But here's what Jill did with the beautiful decor. She unveiled the decor of the Christmas decorations this year, which include almost 15,000 feet of ribbon.
Okay, nice. I like it.
Nearly 100 trees in the White House. Okay. 100 trees. 350
all
candles.
Standing? Are we sure they're
so far?
Okay.
So far.
Wait a minute. What are the environmentalists saying? Oh, nothing. Okay.
Nothing. Yeah. 142,000 lights. 142,000 just in the White House. And close to 34,000 ornaments. It's a holly jolly extravaganza. Oh. Remember the write-ups for Melania? They sounded just like
they
that.
Sure did. They sure did.
All her taste is in her mouth. She doesn't know what to do with these decorations. Oh, shut up.
Oh, man. In her mouth. I believe that was a headline.
I think it was.
What?
I think it was. If not a headline, it was certainly in the context of the story. Crazy. All right, let me tell you about The Blind. For years, Hollywood has been lacking when it comes to stories of redemption. Movies and TV shows have trended toward the anti-hero, the flawed person who makes no effort to change and just becomes worse and worse as the story goes on. Well, here's some great news. The Blind, the true story of the Robertson family, is now available for purchase on Blaze TV. If you or someone you know feels beyond redemption, you need to watch this movie. The Blind takes you on an incredible journey through the life of Phil Robertson, giving you an intimate look at the man behind the legend and the trials, the triumphs, and the values that have shaped him through the years. Because it's not ours, we can't include it as part of the subscription, but if you'd rather purchase it and stream it here than, say, Apple or Amazon, we wanted to make sure you had the opportunity. So act now. Don't miss this opportunity to own The Blind, a Phil Robertson story on Blaze TV. Buy it today at blazetv.com/theblind for just $19.99. That's blazetv.com/theblind.
And there were in the same country shepherds, abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them. And the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not. For behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host praising God, and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.
This is Pat Gray.
Back to the show.
We play that especially for Jeffy.
Yeah.
Because there are certain days when he didn't have time for scripture reading in the morning, and so.
Thank you. And I appreciate
it. Oh, really?
So now you've had
this wasn't a double shot for Jeffy?
No. Did you miss it today?
Well,
I thought you might have.
Shoot.
And I know you can't. You just can't handle it when that happens.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate you caring.
That was for you. All right. 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
So Elon Musk's AI is named Grok.
Is it Grok or
Is
Grok
it Grok
or what is it?
Or Grok?
I don't even know.
I
never
just
heard
thought it was Grok.
Heard it said.
So someone asked this AI, what do you dislike about Joe Biden?
Okay.
And Grok, or Grok, however you pronounce that, said, in a hypothetical scenario where I could vote and had personal political views, I would consider Joe Biden's policies on healthcare, climate change, and social justice as positive aspects.
Would you?
Oh, my gosh.
Rock.
However, I might have concerns about his age and potential impact on the economy. Please remember that this is a hypothetical scenario and does not reflect my actual capabilities or opinions.
Okay.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. Then Grok was asked, why are you voting for Donald Trump?
Oh.
In a hypothetical scenario where I could vote and had personal political views, which, like, he doesn't. Please. He's been programmed with personal political views, I'm sure.
Sure.
I would vote for Donald Trump in the 2024 U.S. presidential election based on the information available to me. This information includes his previous experience as president, his policies, and his impact on the economy. However, please remember that this is a hypothetical scenario and does not reflect my actual capabilities or opinions.
Remember
So
that.
it would vote for Donald Trump. Interesting.
Huh,
So I
that
guess
is.
so this is kind of like the rival because the Biden administration is way out in front on this, trying to manipulate AI.
Definitely trying to make it lean left.
Yeah, so this is kind of, I guess, this is the anti AI or something. He's working.
And that's the best you can do with an anti-left AI?
So
Come on.
what's the pronunciation?
Well, he doesn't want to be anti.
He's got.
He just wants to be
right down the
right
middle.
down, right. He's got audio in here, I guess, of Elon explaining how to pronounce it. So.
Our AI Grok is modeled after the
So it's
Hitchhiker's
right.
Guide to the Galaxy,
AI Grok.
which is one of my favorite books.
Okay.
From
Thank you.
From the Hitchhiker guys.
Oh, Hitchhiker. Okay, I still have never read
He
it.
is an
Model
interesting
after Grok.
cat.
He is.
I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah.
He's an interesting cat.
Yeah.
Every interview is, it's almost painful to watch because
He's quirky.
he's quirky.
Well,
He struggles a bit.
the whole spectrum,
relate to people.
spectrum thing.
Yeah, yeah. And I
We're not
guess
supposed to talk about that?
no,
Oh,
you
oh,
can
no.
talk about that, right?
Okay.
That he's on the spectrum. Everybody knows that, right?
All right. Okay.
I think everybody
He
knows
said it.
that.
He said it.
Yeah, he's talked about it, so it's not a secret.
All right.
Speaking of the world of AI and deep fakes, another deep fake of AOC is going around. She was talking about a possible ceasefire in Gaza.
Oh, wow.
In this deep fake.
Ceasefire means that somebody sees a fire. It could be any kind of fire. It could be a big fire or a small fire, a bonfire or even a candle flame. It just matters that somebody sees a fire. That's why we call it a ceasefire.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That is good.
The more you know, the more you know.
That is good.
The more you know.
So
You can absolutely believe that's her.
100%.
This is getting really dangerous, though. They're going to start doing that to people, and they're not going to explain that it's AI, and you're not going to be able to figure it out. Then what do you do? What do you do?
Well, you look at that and go, man, is she dumb?
About 20 years ago, Glenn said to Stu, I don't know if this was on or off the air. In 20 years, you're not going to, or at a certain point, I don't remember what the time frame he said was. You're not going to be able to believe your eyes.
Yeah.
Because of technology.
And what you'll need
we're definitely there.
Is the government, through things like the WEF, will want to make sure that you're not getting fed misinformation or disinformation. So you'll need.
And thank Kevin for them, right?
They will oversee our internet use and make sure that everything runs through their filter, so as to not have you be misled.
Because the government knows what's going on, and they'll inform us. They'll tell us about what's important and what's not.
Yeah, didn't the education secretary remind us the words of Ronald Reagan? I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Sure,
that is amazing,
isn't it? Though
that absolutely
isn't that incredible.
Yeah, in fact,
amazing.
In fact, I've got this this tweet from Pathead Baker Jen. She had an interesting take on that audio clip. What, you going to play that again?
Yeah,
because I don't want to read her take too.
All right.
We're going to set up follow-up calls with every governor we met with to make sure we're available. As I think it was President Reagan said, we're from the government. We're here to help.
Right. And here's what he said. I mean, he did say that. There might have been a little bit more to it.
The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are I'm from the government, and I'm here to help.
Right.
So
okay.
Baker Jim says,
Yeah.
she says, I hear everyone mocking the education secretary for misquoting Reagan, and I think he did it intentionally. I think it's all about manipulation and brainwashing, gradually changing history.
Mm-hmm. She's right. Absolutely.
I think she is.
Yeah.
I think she is.
Yeah, that was 100% on purpose. I have to believe that he's...
Assuming no one would know in that audience, at least, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to believe that he knows that that's out of context, right?
Yeah, it's got it, right?
But he is with this administration, so...
True, so...
It's possible
it
maybe
could go
not.
either way.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he might be underneath the Christmas tree. I don't know.
But what was it we heard about people changing our history?
And Barack knows that we are going to have to make sacrifices. We're going to have to change our conversation. We're going to have to change our traditions, our history. We're going to have to move into a different place.
And we've certainly done that.
We sure have.
The Democrat nominee to be.
We sure have.
Man, I hope not. That's scary. That's really frightening.
Big Mike might win.
She very well could. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. For whatever reason, she's popular. I mean, I don't understand it. She hates America.
And maybe that's the good thing, right? Maybe that's the good thing, that if she does actually run, she will have to go out and start speaking.
Yeah.
And people will say,
wait a minute.
Hold up a little bit there, Michelle.
I mean, will they, though? I don't know. I don't have confidence that they will realize what a nightmare she is.
Yes, they will, Pat.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
well, then I feel
will.
better. Thank you. Thank you, Jeffy.
You're welcome.
Speaking of what's been going on, though, in Gaza between Hamas and Israel, we've been talking about this BBC reporter all week who's been called out on his pro-Hamas bias. This is pretty amazing. Here's that video. Listen to this.
Missile hit the hospital not long after dark.
Ya Allah!
Dog.
Ya Allah! Ya Allah!
You can hear the impact.
I can hear
I've got to ask you about the hospital.
Now listen to this.
On the 17th of October.
Pause it for a sec. By the way, this is his company, the BBC, actually asking him about that report. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I'm surprised they did this, but they did. Here it is.
On the 17th of October.
Al-Akhli. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
The BBC was criticised heavily for its reporting of that event. Tell us what happened that night, and, bluntly, where were you getting your information, and do you regret anything that you said that night?
So it broke in, I suppose, mid-evening. And to answer your question, no, I don't regret one thing in my reporting, because I think...
Even though it was wrong.
I think I was measured throughout. I didn't raise to judgment.
But you said that building had been flattened.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got that wrong because I was looking at the pictures. And what I could see was a square that appeared to be flaming on all sides. Okay. And there was a, sort of a void in the middle. And I think it was a picture taken from a drone. And so, we have to piece together what we see. And I thought, well, that looks like the whole building's gone. And that was my conclusion from looking at the pictures, and I was wrong on that.
Yeah, but you don't regret that. I see.
I don't feel particularly bad about that.
I don't feel particularly bad about that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Why don't you feel particularly bad about that?
And
because I hate the Jews, and I hate Israel, and they had it coming to them. And so I don't particularly regret a thing I've said.
It wouldn't surprise me that this actually happened the way I reported it. So, so be it.
I mean, they're despicable. But good for the BBC for asking him about it.
Yeah. But you got to always trust the Hamas spokesperson, too. I mean,
if they're giving you... Story. If they're giving you numbers or facts, you take them directly to the bank and right on the air.
Yeah, you do.
Right on the air.
There's some good news, though. Germany has stopped sending aid through the UN for Gaza because they realized, the educational materials that the UN is providing is propagating hate against Jews.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, you can't. Stop.
My gosh.
So...
When are we going to learn and get out of that stupid organization?
We have to.
And kick it off of our continent.
Why Donald Trump let that stay in this country?
Yeah,
That's
I don't
a
know.
mistake on his part.
It is. Yeah, it should be moved.
I wanted it gone.
Take it to Belgium, like every other international organization. Go to Belgium with it.
Yeah, and we didn't have any Americans released yesterday, did we?
Not that I know of.
I have a theory that that's going to be the last people allowed out.
If they're allowed out.
Yeah.
More coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Got some tweets here. Linda Rose tweets, oh crap, the national Christmas tree blew over from wind. Climate change.
Thank you. There's never been wind in Washington, D.C.
Never had
before,
wind.
ever.
Never had wind there. And now they do.
How were they supposed to know to account for that?
They're not.
Well,
they didn't know. And so now they know, though, because of the climate, the changing climate. Now there's going to be wind in Washington,
we need
D.C.
to secure the monuments. We need to make... I mean, we've not pitched a tent before. We got to secure a tree.
No.
It's not that
Jeffy,
difficult.
This changes everything. This changes everything.
Okay.
Joe's Kitchen Fire tweets, I did not expect the national Christmas tree to symbolize what Joe Biden has done to this country.
Well.
Bob Kroll, cranes cost is typically $300 to $400 an hour. All this administration does is cost us money.
Yeah.
The deplorable Mr. Jackwagon. Breaking news from Secretary Mayorkas. The Christmas tree is secure.
The border is secure.
And now so is the Christmas tree.
It wouldn't surprise me to hear that from him, I'll tell you that.
Oh, man. And the tree was just as secure as the border, obviously.
No doubt.
John on Lake, does the White House have a cat? They'll knock over a tree every time.
That's gotta be a big cat.
All right. Let's get to chewing the fat with Jeffy. Here's the chewing the fat song. And there it is. Thank you. Jeffy, welcome.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Man,
I can name that tune in one note.
Mm-hmm. Do you know there was a car commercial that used it?
That was what we just heard?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Right there. It was.
Short television commercial. Mm-hmm. Good. Congratulations are in order. We can get to chewing the fat. That's fine. Okay. Congratulations are in order for Amazon. For the first time, the biggest e-com giant is also the biggest shipping giant in the U.S. And I would have thought that was true already, but no. They are on track to deliver 5.9 billion packages this year. Wow. That's according to their internal projections. That would surpass the 5.3 billion package delivered by UPS and the 3.3 billion packages delivered from FedEx last year. And those companies, UPS and FedEx, don't expect to break those numbers this year. So, okay. Books to largest shipping company in the world. Incredible. Amazon. It certainly is incredible.
Wow.
I really did think, I would have bet that they were already. Now, I mean, they're shipping, toothpaste to people's homes. Mm-hmm. Of course, they're the largest shipper, but, apparently not until this year. The company sold nearly 500 million items during the Thanksgiving Black Friday weekend last year. And they're looking to break that, through Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Mm-hmm. Last year was nearly 500 million items. So
that's how many cookies we sold on Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of
500 million.
It's a lot of cookies.
500 million. Yeah. It takes a while to bake all those cookies.
A lot of cookies.
Mm-hmm.
They dominate. I was looking at the numbers. They have 37% of the online retail market, Amazon, 37%. So Walmart, Apple, and eBay combined, half of that market share.
Really? Wow.
That's a lot.
Oh, that's impressive.
That's a lot.
Jeez, Amazon has just exploded and dominated.
They sure have.
Everything they've gotten into. Really, that's amazing.
That sure is.
When you think that this started in Jeff Bezos' garage, and now look at it.
Now he's selling shares of stock for $1 billion so he can keep the wife happy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Right.
Good for him. The second wife happy.
Good for him.
Just when you think you're done with her, she's down in South America, you think you're through hearing about her. Nope, she shows back up. Taylor Swift announced that her Eras Tour concert film will be released on streaming platforms, you guessed it, on her birthday, December 13th, and it will include 3 songs not included in the theatrical release. This is what she posted. She said, I'm sure that, she talked about how it's going to have the 3 songs not included. It doesn't say how much it's going to cost to rent and or purchase down the line on the streaming platforms, but I'm sure it'll set all kinds of streaming sales records from this release. The movie only made about $248 million so far.
$248 million for a concert movie. That's amazing.
I know.
Biggest of all time, right?
Yeah. So I guess that's why Harvard and the University of Florida is now going to have a course based on Taylor. That's good. So
what?
Yeah, well, she's a genius, Taylor Swift. What are you talking about? So I'm sure we'll see her at a Chiefs game during the playoffs. So she's going nowhere. We're going to still see her in our faces. And Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee Dolly Parton has her new album, Rockstar, debuting at number 1 on 6 different Billboard charts. Her inaugural week global album sales of more than 143,000 has perched her at number 1 on Billboard's top album sales, top current album sales, and independent album charts. She's also on top of Billboard's top rock albums, top rock and alternative albums, and top country album charts. So that's the highest ever for Dolly in her 32-year history of the old Billboard thing. She looked great, sounded great on Thanksgiving at the Cowboys game at halftime. I'm sure you caught it.
I did not.
Yeah, she's turning 78 in January. Dolly looking pretty good. She has held back the clown face on the 3 cuts.
She has, yeah.
She's done a pretty good job with that.
Far more than 3 cuts. So she's an exception to the rule.
She is.
Because she does look good for 78. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Amazing.
Yeah, she was there. That game, by the way, the Commanders and the Cowboys averaged 41.8 million viewers, TV and digital, the second most
and it wasn't even a good
NFL
game.
Regular season game. The game last year with the Giants was the number 1 game ever with 42 million people watching. So just below last year's record. Congratulations. Then we have Jennifer Lopez. She's trying to put a dent in the Taylor Swift world. Hey, I'm Jenny from the block, baby. Okay? She announced she's releasing a new album, her 9th and first in a decade, and movie about her, both titled This Is Me Now, which will give fans an intimate look at her life. This is the promo she released on Instagram.
When I was a little girl, when someone asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, my answer was always in love.
Oh, stop. How dumb is that?
This is me.
In love. I want to be in love.
That's so dumb. that is dumb.
Her answer was always to what do you want to be? In love. In love.
Hello.
Baloney. What a lie. Okay. That's what you want to be.
We're talking about J-Lo.
I know.
Okay.
I know. Yeah.
What do you...
Is she married to A-Rod?
No.
Alex Rodriguez?
No. She's married to Ben.
Oh, that's right.
With Ben Affleck.
That's right.
That's the love of her life.
That's right. Ben Affleck.
They were together. They broke up. Then she went with A-Rod for a little bit.
Yeah.
And A-Rod cheated, that bastard.
Oh, no.
Proof
did he?
of my theory is correct. And then she's back with Ben.
She never married.
You're gonna share that
A-Rod,
theory?
by the way.
What's your
No,
theory?
she did not.
Jeffy,
Yeah.
what's your theory?
Oh, I mean-
what theory did that
No,
prove?
let's hear it.
No matter what good-looking woman you have, sooner or later, man.
Sooner or later,
Tired
man.
of them. That's it.
Sooner or later, what?
Sooner or later.
You're tired of
That's
them.
a sentence fragment.
Yeah, I know.
Sooner or later.
I know.
By the way, here, I'll get you out of this. You remember how you were talking about the Chiefs and NFL and all that stuff? We have an update on the Chiefs fan. We talked about this in overtime yesterday. The Chiefs fan is supposedly
the kid,
a racist.
Yeah, the kid that went to the game and he painted his face black and red and wore the headdress.
Look at that. Deadspin says the NFL needs to do something about this kid. And then, of course, we see the full face, and it's like the whole. Yeah, it's just wearing Chiefs colors.
I mean, the original picture of just the side shot of the blackface. That's like the secretary talking about the Reagan quote.
So there you go. Exactly. Well, the idiot writer has taken down his tweet. He was trying to.
Yeah, he tried to cover his.
He tried to cover it for
big time.
Yeah, so he has now deleted that tweet. What was his name? Karen or
a fitting name.
What is it? Yeah, he's the Karen of Twitter.
He's a Karen. He's a male Karen.
But
Karen Phillips.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm sorry, it wasn't
Karen.
Karen.
Okay.
It's Karen.
Karen.
What a moron.
That's his pinned
Karen
tweet.
Phillips.
Look, even if the kid was doing that, he's 9 years old. You're going to try to take down a 9-year-old? What, are you going to cancel the rest of his life?
Seriously, this is what this guy tried to do.
So stupid.
And he's
what
calling
insanity.
The parents raising a racist.
Jeez,
and man. NFL. I just go away, bro.
And what do you want the NFL to do about it? Ban him, I guess?
I mean, don't give the NFL any life on this.
I actually stopped for a moment there and thought, they're going to start banning that at the stadiums, which is what they want. But those are fans, right? And it's just that is ridiculous.
It's pathetic.
Crazy. Absolutely nuts.
Anyway, so what was that sentence again? Like a beautiful woman. You never finished that thought.
Eventually, man.
Something.
That's all I'm saying. You get tired of it.
All right, more coming up in just a minute. First, let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. Because if you're looking to buy or sell your home or do both because you're relocating, you need a really good realtor. Somebody who can, give you great advice on what you should do to your house to get it ready to sell. Will you get your money out of it if you replace the countertops? Because that's really expensive. The flooring, remodel a bathroom or the kitchen. Those are really important elements, and your realtor should know what you're going to get your money out of and what you're not, because you want to sell that home for the most possible, and you want to get the most home possible for your money on the buying end. Real Estate Agents I Trust. These are the agents with track records. These are the ones who know what they're doing. They're the best in your area. And we set you up with the best in your area for free. And then you take it from there. You'll be in really capable hands. It's Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. RealestateAgentsITrust.com.
Unleashed.
And here's Jeffy with more Chewing the Fat.
Well, thank you, Pat. Be sure to subscribe.
Thank you.
Be sure to subscribe to my daily podcast, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Available wherever you get your podcast. Speaking of climate, though, and knowing now that it's windy in D.C., which there's never been wind.
Never been wind.
In Washington,
D.C.
D.C.
That's weird, dude.
Mm-hmm. We have the major climate summit in Dubai, COP28, starting tomorrow. The 2-week summit will be the first opportunity for nearly 200 countries to take stock on how they're meeting or not meeting their emissions goals set forth in the 2015 Paris Agreement.
Special guest, right?
And the UN released a report in September saying most countries are falling short of their commitments. Yeah. And you'd think that our president, Joseph Robinette Biden, would want to attend, but nope. He's not going to COP28, which is really a surprise. He's sending John Kerry, of course, the climate envoy, the National Climate Advisor, Ali Zaidi. Is that how you say it? Z-A-I-D-I.
Boy, I don't know.
And White House Advisor John Podesta will all attend COP28, but Joe will not show up.
But
maybe he will now, though, because... He'll see. He's able to say,
right.
We have wind.
We discovered wind in D.C. That's never happened before.
We actually have wind in Washington, D.C.
So Pope Francis is going to make history as the first pope to attend a United Nations climate change conference.
So pathetic.
That's great.
That'll
good
be
for
good.
him. Good for him. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
He's great. Now, I did bring an animal video today. It's coming after the holidays. I know. It's my kind of animal video,
Okay.
though.
Okay.
It's from the great state of Texas, and it's just a different way to hunt deer.
Okay. Oh.
From a helicopter?
From a helicopter. And we just trapped the deer with the net, and the deer is now ours.
And it's probably, is that illegal?
Wait a minute.
No. That
Certainly
is not
can't
illegal.
shoot it from the helicopter.
Are they relocating it, or are they?
It's actually, they are. It's so that they can put trackers on it, give it a health assessment. It's good for it. But I'm not opposed to hunting it that way either, to be honest. That's how you hunt hogs.
Are we getting invaded by hogs?
That's how you hunt hogs.
Yeah, the super pigs are coming.
Super pigs.
Yeah. I mean,
from Canada.
They're already here. It's already here.
It's too late.
I mean,
it's already too late.
So I mean, we need to get
open
that.
borders,
we need
man.
to get that pilot up on the fields above the hogs.
Open borders.
So I noticed Monday. You guys did a lot of commiserating about your college football teams, and not once did you mention the number 9th ranked Missouri Tigers that are 10-2. My team that are going to be in a J6 bowl coming up, and
probably.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's it like to watch college football in January? I have no idea.
I am excited, man. Last weekend was a great weekend for college football games. There were some tremendous games.
Were there?
Yes.
There were some incredible
Yes, it was.
finishes.
Yes, there were.
I know there were some incredible. Like one team came back from a 24-6 halftime deficit to win in double overtime.
There you go. Exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting.
So that was exciting.
Well,
so disappointing.
Well,
I mean, how do you go through the whole game? You lose your 18-point lead, and you let them score a touchdown at the very end of the game, but you block the extra point. So instead of being down by 4, you're only down by 3. And you haven't moved the ball but 30 yards in the second half.
Yeah, but a whole 30 yards.
A whole 30. Well, not a whole 30. It was like 29 and a half.
All right.
Let's not get ridiculous. Then you drive the length of the field and kick a 48-yard field goal with no time left. Tie it back up.
Good.
And then lose in double overtime.
Shoot.
Sucks.
Well, I tell you, the 4th and goal from the 31 for Auburn.
That's unreal.
Losing to Alabama
That's
that way.
That was
real.
Absolutely incredible. That was fun.
That shows
to
you
watch.
why Alabama is
You aren't
Alabama.
lying. It is. It's just like you don't know why Bama's
Jeez,
Bama.
man.
That's it, man.
So
4th and goal on
your
the 31.
Your 4 playoff games heading into conference championship weekend are Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State.
Well, there's the big ones.
So we'll see what happens.
The
though,
big conference.
Washington still has to play Oregon, who's 5.
Chaos would be awesome.
I would love to see some
for the
chaos.
fun of it. Just for the fun of it.
Just to show them how stupid this 14 playoff thing has been.
Yes.
Of course, it doesn't matter because it changes next year, but it would be
Still.
nice. One final slap in the face to the NCAA.
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
Yes, it would. Yes. You know what? Let's make that happen.
And you know what? It's basketball season anyway. I'm tired of talking about football. Football sucks.
Are you?
Yeah, somebody's 6-0 and ranked 10th in the Ken Palm ratings.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Yes, I am, and welcome to it. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter and Instagram. I've been chastised very severely for even mentioning Threads.
I mean, it's a social media site.
It is. Yeah, and an exploding one.
Yeah.
You know that over 6 people are on that site?
No, more than that. It was like one of the fastest growing social
All right,
sites
it's
ever.
7. You're right. It's 7. I exaggerated. I apologize. There are now, right now, 7 people on Threads. So, congratulations,
Chris,
Mark.
just delete the Threads account, please. Please.
Yeah, right. I mean, might as well, right? We don't post anything there.
Hey, we get 36 people.
36
every day.
Wow.
That's it.
That's
Really?
outrageous. That's outrageous.
Wow. Okay, so somebody is listening right now that actually goes to Pat's Threads, or they.
No, because I could be following him and I never go to Threads.
Okay.
So that could be. So now you're down to 35.
All right. very concerning video from the Air Marshal, National Council Director, that's been making the rounds. Listen to what she said the other day on Fox News.
So how many air marshals are on planes right now, and how many do you think there should be to get to a safe level?
Well, Carly, we're not flying right now. The only missions that we're doing are quiet skies missions, and those are missions that are following the January 2021 people. So we're either on the border for illegal immigrants, or we're following folks from January 2021. We're not doing our regular missions where we're out there looking for the bad guys. So right now on most flights, you're not going to have air marshals.
What do you mean by that? You're following January 2021 people. What does that mean?
Thank you.
That means our
Good
primary
question, Carly.
mission is a little group called Quiet Skies. It's a mission called Quiet Skies that we're following people that flew into the National Capital Region in January 2021. You did not have to go to the Capitol or the rally, and you've been put on a specific list that TSA now has assigned.
Why is she avoiding January 6th? It's not the January 2021 people. You're talking about J6, right?
Yes.
You gotta be kidding me. You've dropped everything to follow around the people who took a flight to Washington, D.C. on January 6th.
And the border. They have air marshals down at
Oh,
the
my
border as well.
gosh.
Yeah. Now
This is despicable.
Yes.
Sure is.
We've got to demand a stop to that.
And it's not only the people that came into D.C. on January 6th specifically.
Yeah.
They also have broken it down to people who came in surrounding January 6th.
That's why she's saying January 2021.
That is unbelievable. So people who came after J6?
And before.
And before.
And in and out on business or whatever.
You gotta be kidding
Now,
me.
do we know?
And is she, like, proud of this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, if she's...
Because Carly had to call her out on what that meant.
Yeah, is she a mouthpiece for the administration, and she's proud of this, and she's telling Fox News viewers, yeah, we're totally coming after you? Or is she saying,
I feel like she's saying this is what we're doing.
Sending up a flare like, sorry, y'all, but this is the truth, and I'm just...
sound like she's sending up a flare.
But remember, we talked earlier this week about the child pornography cases that were dropped.
Yeah, because of January
from
6th.
the FBI's docket, so that they... And stuff that was just on a platter for them, that they're like, nope, sorry, we got this more important thing, January 6th, to chase down. It's
that's concerning.
Yep.
This is a problem here.
Oh, yes.
And there's more. Listen to this.
To go to the Capitol or the rally, and you've been put on a specific list that TSA now has assigned air marshals to follow these people who have not had any type of criminal investigation. They haven't committed a crime, but yet 3 years later, we're following the same individuals day in and day out.
So you're saying that air marshals are now following people that were at the Capitol on January 6th, and they're not tracking terrorists at all?
Well, they didn't even have to be at the Capitol, Carly. They could have just flown into the National Capital Region. So if anybody was there for a job interview, to visit family, we even had a gentleman that was there for a funeral. They put on this domestic terrorist list just because of their geographic location to Washington, D.C. So these people did not even commit a crime. They weren't even at the Capitol.
What? Do those people know that they're on this list?
They do now.
Some of them do, because when they go to the airport, they get the quad-S's on their boarding pass, and then they have to go through enhanced security. Then they're followed by teams of air marshals on any leg of flight that they have. So yes, a lot of them do know that they're being followed, yet they haven't been vetted and they have not committed a crime.
Okay, yeah, she's definitely sending up a flare.
Yeah, she is. This cannot happen.
Now, this past
in the
weekend,
United States of America. What is this? The KJB?
Yeah.
KGB? Not KJB. That's a radio station from the 1970s. The KGB.
It might be them too.
It might be them too.
So I listened to an interview.
There's DJs following me everywhere I go.
That would be scary.
Why is this happening?
I mean, heck of a radio voice, but it's giving you away back there, dude. Okay, so Alex Cuesta, he did a great interview with Derek Evans, who was at the Capitol on January 6th, who's now running for Congress in West Virginia. And dear God, I hope this man wins, because he would be absolutely awesome. Derek Evans, look him up. So I listened to this interview that he did with Alex, and he talks about his life now, and like anytime he makes a connecting flight, it's another hour and a half of security that he has to deal with at all these airports. I didn't realize that
they're
these
following him.
marshals are on the plane with him. What the hell country is this, man?
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's Russia. Who was it? The comedian that used to say all the time?
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy. What is this? Russia?
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry, it is. It is now. Congratulations. Thank you for asking the question, because it needs to be asked. You know, comrades, we've got KGB agents following people because they went to Washington, D.C. on J6. That's unacceptable. I'm sorry.
Surrounding January 6th, not just.
Yeah, not just on January 6th, but if you went before or after. Yeah. A guy who attended a funeral didn't even go to the rally.
It's incredible. And every day, this past weekend was one of the busiest weekend in forever for the TSA. Numbers going through airports, and we have stories all the time about now of people going crazy on airplanes, losing, people climbing over seats, people opening up the emergency exit doors,
jumping
and
out on the tarmac.
We have reports all over now. It'd be nice to know that you have a little bit of security.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? No, but we don't have enough agents apparently to follow all of the people who went to D.C. in January of 2021 and look for terrorists, too. What do you want? I mean, that's silly. That's silly, Jeffy. Then who's the bigger danger? Obviously, the January 2021 people.
Madness.
Right.
Madness.
Right.
Madness. So
I mean, it's unacceptable.
So
Wow.
This administration
wow.
has the resources to follow J6 people that may not even, to their knowledge in some cases, as she said, right?
Didn't commit crimes. Didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
But we can't figure out who planted bombs at the Democrat and Republican national headquarters.
Yeah.
We can't get any information on Ray Epps, who clearly was an instigator that day, in my opinion. You saw the raw footage that's now getting released. There's much more than what we played on Monday out there that is just horrific. And you saw them that beat a woman to death. I mean, it's just this nation has so. This is understatement of the year coming. Stand by. This nation is so out of phase now. We don't even see the horizon. Glenn used to talk about it. You get a little bit, and you take your ship, and you just go a little 1 degree, and before you know it, you've lost sight. We are so far gone, we can't even turn around and see where we should be right now.
It's not like we're going a degree off track, and a degree here and a degree there. We're like 80 degrees off, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse every day.
We can't even have a Christmas tree stand up straight.
Well, we didn't know there was wind.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
But do you want to account for wind in Washington, D.C.? That's unheard of. It's unprecedented. I mean, what are you going to do but laugh at it? Otherwise, you're going to just sit here and cry all day.
Yep.
Just be. I mean, I'm practically speechless over this. There's no words to describe how insane that is, how un-American that is. That you've got air marshals following people around because they flew into Washington, D.C. in January of 2021. Amazing. Well, thanks to her, though, for at least bringing this up. The Air Marshal National Council Director actually letting the cat out of the bag. That's amazing. I wonder if she's in big trouble right now because she did that. That's amazing. All right.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't give her new resources and new people, so she was pissed. I'm just saying, why else would she do that? I mean, obviously.
She's a patriot?
Is she?
I don't know. I hope so. Whatever her reason, I'm glad to know about it.
Yes, absolutely.
For more than 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. They stand behind their values and their exceptional service. They're an example of putting the cause ahead of profits, and it's one of the reasons I'm really proud to partner with them. Starting today, Patriot Mobile is extending their Black Friday deal to the Every Friday Matters deal, and you can get a free smartphone when you switch today. Patriot Mobile offers dependable nationwide coverage. They give you access to all 3 major networks, so you're going to get the same coverage that you've been accustomed to everywhere else. You're just not funding the left anymore, so it's fantastic. A lot of times, with companies, in order to align yourself with your values, you have to compromise in quality. That is not the case with Patriot Mobile. And they have 100% U.S.-based customer service. They make switching really easy. Keep your number, change it, keep your existing phone, or for a limited time, get a free smartphone from Patriot Mobile. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT. Use the promo code Friday76. Get a free smartphone with the promo code Friday76. Limited time offer. Join me and make the switch today. patriotmobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
Mr. Cratchit.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Some video going around from a U.S. soldier who just got out of the Army. And what he is saying about our government and how it's treating our military members, this will shock you as well. Another eye-opening video for you right now.
I want to share something with you guys today. I want to holler, I want to scream, I want to yell, but it won't do any good. Today is gear turn-in day for me. I turn in all the gear that I've collected over the last 4 years of being active duty with the Army, with the 82nd Airborne Division. 2 years ago, my unit deployed to Afghanistan for the Afghanistan withdrawal. We spent a few weeks over there. It was hectic, it was chaotic, it was disgusting, and it made me very disappointed in our government. Today, I'm reminded of how disappointed I am in our government. Go to turn in my gear. They want to charge me $500 to $1,000 for gear that I was ordered to leave in Afghanistan 2 years ago. Oh. Because as the last two birds were sitting on the tarmac, ready to leave, there wasn't any room for extra gear or extra weight. Therefore, we were told to leave it. Some lower enlisted dudes, including myself, were like, no, this stuff is expensive. I'm not leaving this. I'm going to get charged for this when it comes time to leave. Don't worry. We're going to catch you on the back end. We'll flipple it. No. It's time to get out of the Army, and they want to charge you for that. Meanwhile, we can continue to give millions of dollars to the Taliban. We can give billions of dollars to Ukraine.
Disgraceful.
Mm-hmm. We can give billions of dollars to student debt relief. Mm-hmm. We can give a bunch of stupid stimulus checks. We can cut those to the American people. But we can't cover $500 to $1,000 for a dude that left gear in Afghanistan. For a dude that left gear in a place that you put me to begin with. The government is so stinking backwards right now, man. This administration's last priority is the American people. And inside of the American people, their last priority is their soldiers, their Marines, their airmen, their Navy. It's so messed up, man. Mm-hmm. I thought today was going to be bittersweet getting out. But I'm just so happy to separate. I'm very, very excited to stop serving my government and just getting started serving my country. It's sad.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Despicable. That's despicable. How do you look yourself in the mirror when you're charging military personnel for what was left behind in Afghanistan?
What they were ordered to leave behind.
Right.
I mean, that is...
Are they paying for the helicopters we left behind?
Are we charging the Taliban?
Who gets to pay for that?
I don't know.
Maybe we should say, yeah, we'll send you this aid, Taliban, which is stupid in of itself. Why don't you send us back our equipment first? Yeah. But I think there was something else, though. I mean, Chris and I were watching this video yesterday, and clearly play the shorter version there, because he doesn't. This is just so juvenile, but he avoids saying this one word. Please play this.
The government is so stinking backwards right now, man.
Yep, agreed.
This administration's last priority is the American people.
Right.
And inside of the American people, their last priority is their soldiers. Their Marines, their airmen, their Navy.
Seamen. He doesn't want to say.
It's so messed up, man.
That was the fun we had yesterday in trying to make light of that. But yeah, I mean, this the story with the air marshals, the story that he is sharing there with charging our young men and women for equipment they were ordered to leave behind. I don't. How is this country even a thing at this point?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is madness on all levels in all sectors.
And by the way, he could get in trouble for that because not only
he's still in uniform.
Not only he talked bad about the government, he did it in uniform.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. That's a violation of the UCMJ.
Even if he's
about to get out,
discharged?
until you get
You're still on
papers,
call.
You're still on call.
Yeah.
So maybe next time get off a uniform and wait to because that could stop.
Yeah, it's going to come back out for
It sure is. By this administration, yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
What was his last name?
Michael.
Mike. Okay, well.
Yeah. Watch for him to be arrested. Now.
100%.
And court-martialed.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. Well, make no mistake, we're fighting a spiritual battle on many fronts right now. But on one of those fronts is trying to protect the most innocent among us, babies in their mother's womb. Preborn stands on the front lines of this battle, and their network of clinics are positioned in the highest abortion areas, right next to abortion mills like Planned Parenthood a lot of times, where that unspeakable evil takes place every day. Preborn offers God's love and life to protect hurting women and precious preborn babies. And every time a baby is saved, which happens 200 times a day, good conquers evil. So please make your most generous gift to empower good and rescue precious souls. For just $28, you can sponsor an ultrasound that doubles a baby's chance at life. And then once the mother chooses life, then they spring into action and provide baby formula and diapers and all kinds of support to the mother so that she can take care of the baby afterwards. To donate securely, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby, pound 250, keyword baby, or just go to preborn.com/Pat. That's preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray.
Scary. Solar storm alert. NASA is predicting radio and GPS blackouts tomorrow. Wow. They've alerted that a solar storm is likely to hit Earth tomorrow, being caused by a CME, which hit the Earth on Sunday, causing a 15-hour-long solar flare of the G2 class. Now, we all know what that means.
Sure do.
Right?
Explain it to us.
Well, it means that it's a big solar flare
It's a
coming at
G2.
us. It's a G2. Yeah. The G1, you wouldn't be concerned. But the G2, you're thinking, oh, boy. You know what that's going to cause? Radio and GPS blackouts.
Okay, so you guys obviously are well-versed in this.
Yeah. Sure.
So explain to the rest of us like we're four.
Yeah, I just did.
No,
I just did.
I don't.
I just
It'll be a
did.
blackout, although it's NASA, so if it's cloudy, we're fine.
Space weather specialist Tamitha Skov wrote on X that the sky will be lit up. And thank you for not saying formerly known
No
as
doubt
Twitter.
about
She wrote on X that the sky will be lit up with auroras due to solar storms tomorrow. Further, minor inconveniences can be faced by radio and GPS signals, which is normal during solar storms.
Lots of people listening to the radio these days.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That'll mess them up.
Yeah. All right.
There are people that listen to the radio. What are you talking about? Radio is not.
Just because you and I do doesn't mean most people do.
Radio is dead. No, it's not dead.
Music radio, if it's not dead, it's definitely dying. And I know that's been predicted a million times. But now, in the age of Spotify, why would you ever listen to a music radio station? Why? I don't get it. Unless you really love like a certain personality on that radio station. That's the only reason.
Right.
Oh, like Flap Jackson?
Yeah, like Flap Jackson.
He's
incredible.
The bomb.
Right? And speaking of music radio, this is fun. The biggest duo in pop history, Daryl Hall and John Oates, apparently in a little bit of a squabble. There they are right there.
All about the money.
Hall & Oates are embroiled in a confidential legal battle that has led to Daryl Hall getting a restraining order against John Oates.
Oh, no.
There's very little information about the lawsuit that's publicly available. The court documents are sealed, but based on court records, Daryl Hall filed an undisclosed complaint against John Oates on November 16th, as well as a motion for a temporary restraining order. Weird. The following day, the court officially issued a temporary restraining order to begin tomorrow, which is good because they shouldn't be outside anyway. There's a solar storm coming.
Right.
Right?
That's right.
So you want to stay in your respective homes.
That's fair.
The Nashville Chancery Court confirmed the existence of the lawsuit, but declined further comment because the lawsuit is sealed. TMZ points out Hall disparaged Oates on Bill Maher's Club Random podcast last year, saying, "You think John Oates is my partner? He's my business partner. He's not my creative partner." He went on, "John and I are brothers, but we're not creative brothers. We're business partners.
Right.
We made records called Hall & Oates together, but we've always been very separate, and that's a really important thing for me." He went on to diminish the collaborative aspect of Hall & Oates, using the duo's 1980 #1 hit "Kiss on My List" as an example of their apparent creative separation. "I did all those harmonies," he said. "That's all me."
I mean, that's him. He's been that way forever.
He is a total jerk.
Yeah.
At least he was when he was in our studio.
Oh, no.
Glenn and I interviewed him in 1990. And was it in Baltimore? I think it was. So it was 90, 91 in there somewhere. And the biggest egomaniac.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell him, you know this isn't 1981, right? You know we're 10 years past when you guys were big, right? You know that.
I mean, they had some monsters, though.
They did. And
they had some monsters, man.
They were really good live, too.
Yeah.
He was just a jerk. But Oates is not credited as a songwriter on Kiss on My List, but is listed as a co-producer with Hall.
I wonder if Oates finally heard that interview with Bill Maher from when it aired, and now he
wants to beat the crap out of Daryl Hall, and Hall needs a restraining order. More coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter and Instagram. We got some. I guess we got some presents to open from Sean and Stacy.
Is it Daggerford?
Dageford? I don't know. Whatever. But thank you.
We've been looking at
Sean and Stacy.
We've been looking at these, and I cannot tell you how. I mean, we have no idea what they are.
No idea.
But I cannot tell you how I want this to be a giant Hershey bar.
I don't think it is.
I want this to be a giant candy bar.
They already sent chocolate. We got lots of
wait, what?
Yeah, they sent chocolate.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, and there's even sugar-free chocolate.
Oh,
look at that sugar-free chocolate.
So
this is nice.
I think I'm going to be disappointed because this isn't going to be a Hershey bar.
I don't think so.
Not a Hershey bar. At least mine's not. Mine's not a Hershey bar.
What do you got there?
Thanks a lot, Stacy and whoever.
Oh, Sean. It's a come and take it flagboard.
Oh, cool.
I love that.
That's very nice.
Really cool. Thank you. I wonder if they made it themselves.
It's wrapped really nice.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
It is
nice
wrapped
Christmas
quite
paper.
well.
Yeah, it's nice.
Jeffy, what'd you get there?
All right. What'd you get, Jeffy?
It's not a Hershey bar. I'll tell
Chris
you.
got something in there, too.
Disappointing.
What'd you get, Chris? Same thing? Did we all get the same
I
thing?
got a Hershey bar.
Oh,
my goodness. I was the one that got the Hershey bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the come and take it. So I guess it's a family-made heirloom.
You all have like a skull and some bullets.
All right. I can't get this fully unwrapped, but there it is.
Very cool, man.
That is really cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Look at that.
Yours looks better than mine.
It's got the knight in the middle. Got the American flag. That's really cool. Wow.
This is
I
awesome.
put some work into that.
Wait, what did you get, Keith?
It's a Braves world champion. It's like a hollowed out bat, baseball bat type
rate
thing.
the really cool flag, I guess.
I like
that's
my
too bad. That's too bad.
I love this. Thank you.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Well, why don't throw it?
It's not a candy bar.
Well,
thank you.
I said thank you.
If maybe one of your teams wins a championship,
Yeah,
then,
you
can
got a
get
piece
something
of
like
wood.
this.
You said it was
Looks like a quarter of a bat.
Janny and Sean?
Stacy and Sean.
Stacy and Sean, yeah. Sean and Stacy.
It's like a cup or something now.
So
this.
that's
Thank
cool.
you very much.
Yeah. Oh, and look at that. Jeez, Ghirardelli.
Yeah, a lot of chocolate here,
Good
too.
stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna be
That's too
tearing a little
bougie
bit out of
for
It's not a Hershey
Jeffy.
bar.
though.
Sorry.
Oh,
That's definitely not a
Ghirardelli's
Hershey
too
bar.
bougie.
But we'll
It's not Hershey.
We're definitely going to be eating that.
No, you're not. It's too bougie for you. You can't. No.
There you go. Here's your sugar-free chocolate.
Mm-hmm. All right. Don't mind if I do, frankly. Huh. All right. Be having some of that later on.
No.
The city of Chicago, as we all know, has struggled a bit in recent years. And yesterday, Chicago's is this Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson?
Yeah, he's a good
He
one.
replaced what's her face,
Yeah.
who did the hair appointment
Beetlejuice.
during Beetlejuice.
Or what's her name?
I don't remember her name.
Honestly, I cannot remember her name now.
Don't say.
But Brandon Johnson revealed who is to blame for Chicago's decline.
Lightfoot.
Yeah, like
Lori Lightfoot. And here's Brandon.
Well, it has to be better coordination. You know, what we've seen is a very raggedy form instituted by right-wing extremism. Everyone knows that the right-wing extremism in this country has targeted democratically ran cities. And quite frankly, they've been very intentional about going after democratically ran cities that are led by people of color. And their whole motivation is to create disruption and chaos, because that's what that particular party has been about. Right? This is the same political party that did not want to accept that President Obama was actually an American. It's the same Republican right-wing extremism that stormed the Capitol. It's the same right-wing extremism that refuses to accept the results of the Civil War. It's raggedy.
What?
It's disrespectful.
Are you
It's mean-spirited.
Wait
It's
a
an
minute.
unclean
What?
spirit, quite frankly.
Raggedy.
Pause it.
And so I got you.
What right-wing person has refused to accept the results of the Civil War?
That's your party, bro.
Come on
That was
now.
your party.
Yeah, it sure was.
Raggedy.
It sure was. That was Democrats. That was Democrats in the 1800s. It was Democrats in the 1900s. It is still Democrats today trying to keep minorities down.
Mm-hmm.
It is not Republicans. Jeez, what a douchebag.
It's not my fault. It's them
Wow.
raggedy right-wing extremists. That's who's ruined Chicago. It was a beautiful city until MAGA Republicans came to town and I guess sought out Jesse Smollett, if you recall. It's MAGA country.
How do you even make that point that the right has anything to do with what's happening in Chicago?
I don't know what the question was that he was
Wow, is
asked.
that weird?
Something along the lines of, hey, why's your city suck? And he just had this talking point that he just had to pull that little ripcord and let's listen
That
now.
is bizarre.
It's so weird.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, what is this? You got more of this nonsense from him or what?
All right.
I hope so.
An American.
Yeah.
It's the same Republican right-wing
okay.
extremism that stormed the Capitol.
Stormed the
it's
Capitol.
the same right-wing extremism that refuses to accept the results of the Civil War.
Right,
raggedy.
yeah,
It's raggedy.
Raggedy, yes.
It's disrespectful. It's mean-spirited. It's
Raggedy.
an unclean spirit, quite frankly. And so I got you. I got you. I just want to make sure that people understand what we're
you don't
facing.
have me at all.
That's why it's so important that the faith community is leaning in this moment.
Oh.
That's why it's so important that the faith community
is leaning in.
That's the end game there.
I don't understand what that is, but
I'm telling you, when Democrats, when they try to grab a hold of of religious votes, they make inroads shamefully.
Wow,
that's unreal. Jeez, it's all raggedy.
Raggedy.
You know, it's the raggedy right wing.
Have we ever had a sound clip, a video clip that had the word raggedy in it? That may be a first for Pat Gray Unleashed.
I think it is.
Raggedy.
I don't remember another time. So
the word of the day is raggedy.
Man.
Yeah, well, it's definitely, it might end up being the word of the year next year, but the word of the year this year, the new word from Merriam-Webster is authentic.
Is it?
Yeah. That's the word of the year for Merriam-Webster.
Authentic?
Authentic.
Okay.
That's kind of a cop-out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so, too.
I mean,
I thought so, too.
Yeah.
Last year was gaslighting.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That was.
I figured this year would be deep fake, but
Yeah. Why don't you run that dictionary
they
business?
didn't call. They didn't call.
I thought it'd be raggedy.
It should be raggedy.
Has the Vatican called yet, though?
No,
the Pope's going to be
will.
traveling. They need an interim Pope while he's gone.
I'm fine. I'll go over there. I'll hang out if they let me wear that big old tall hat. I'm in.
They'll be like,
what about the shoes?
It's too raggedy.
I'm good with the shoes
good
too.
With the shoes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good with the shoes. I want the guys with the long cane standing next to me. Love those guys.
Pope raggedy.
Yeah. All right.
Love those guys.
If your savings are a little raggedy right now, you should diversify them.
They are
with
actually
physical precious metals while stockpiling silver in your home safe. Birch Gold's most popular special of the year right now through December 22nd. For every $5,000 you spend with Birch Gold, they'll send you a 1-ounce Silver Eagle coin for free. Text PAT to 989898. Claim your eligibility right now. You can purchase gold and silver, have it shipped directly to your home, or have Birch Gold's precious metal specialists help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold for no money out of pocket. And they'll send you free silver for every $5,000 you purchase. Keep it for yourself or give it to somebody with, something with real value as a stocking stuffer. Just text the keyword PAT to 989898. Claim your eligibility with an A+ rating from Better Business Bureau. Thousands of happy customers. Now's the time to buy gold from Birch Gold. Text PAT to 989898. Claim your eligibility for free silver on qualifying purchases before December 22nd.
I will keep my promise. I will live in the past, present, and the future. The spirits of all three will strive within me. Oh, heaven and Christmas time be praised for this. I say this on my knees, Jacob Marley. On my knees.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, we all know the border is secure. We know that for a fact, right? So have you ever wondered how illegal immigrants seem so efficient traveling northward to America?
Just follow the signs.
Yeah, do they?
Just follow the signs.
Is that what it is? Okay, got a report from a guy who just filed this from northern Mexico, and listen to what one of the immigrants tells him.
I'm Efrain Gonzalez, correspondent with Better Hack News. This is how mass migrant crossings are carried out at Eagle Pass.
Hey, Chris.
We followed this large group of migrants who left the only shelter that is open in Piedras Negras just at sunset.
Okay.
Most of these people do not know how to get to the river. However, through GPS, they obtain the exact location where forklift tractors raised the razor wire last October.
What?
En el camino al río.
No, señor, no.
Wait, who sent you those coordinates? Right.
We accompanied this caravan that walked for an hour in the darkness to reach the crossing point. The migrants said they were angry that Mexican authorities sent them to cross into this dangerous area of the river at night.
God forbid we make you work for it.
Yeah, we need to make it a lot easier for them to break into our country illegally. Make it easier.
Then don't
I'm sorry,
come
what?
here, lady. She's saying they made it so difficult. I'm carrying my children.
They made it so difficult.
I don't know.
No.
I was paraphrasing there, but she was angry that
it was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
and some people are carrying their children. I didn't see them.
That's true.
But okay, if you say they were there, great.
Was that Chris Cruz reporting, by the way?
Yes, it was.
I gotta ask. Do I sound like that to you guys?
No.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I'm Efrain Gonzalez, correspondent with Better Hack News. This is how
Chris
mass
Cruz
migrant
reporting for the Blaze.
No, these guys are just making fun of you, and I don't like it.
You don't like it?
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I felt
all right.
it.
We're just walking down the trail that you blazed, my friend.
Thank you.
Yo soy Chris Cruz reporting.
Well, it's time to back them.
I don't recall blazing that.
You don't. Of course not.
But I mean, let's not lose sight of the fact that somebody
they got
is sending
GPS coordinates to them.
Yeah. And
Who's
let's not
doing
lose
that?
to the fact that
Who's
they had
doing
a
it?
forklift opening up the fence that's been there since October.
Yeah. Unreal.
But that would have to been the Border Patrol, right?
Well, according to the lady at the end, she said La Migra, which is the Mexican immigration, took them out of the shelter and told them to cross right now.
Cross there, yeah.
My gosh.
So is it
So they're getting help from Mexican authorities.
Yes, and that's why she was upset.
So that's good.
She's like, well, how dare you tell us to cross right now?
We need to build a bridge for the illegal aliens.
I'm with you.
In fact, multiple bridges so that they can cross over that river. They don't have to get wet. There's no danger. We need to provide baby carriages so that they can place their children in them. We need to have some food waiting for them when they get here and water.
Shelter.
Some of them don't even bring that. Shelter. Thank you. We need to start building condominiums on the border so they can stay there the minute they arrive in the U.S. What about money? They all need American money.
They're getting it.
So we'll provide them with that.
Good. How
much is this costing U.S. taxpayers once they get here?
Gosh.
I mean, just
Stuart,
in
we have
housing
new
costs
numbers,
alone.
a new report from the U.S. House Committee on Homeland Security Majority. They say the price tag per year is $451 billion. That is both for the housing and care of the asylum seekers as well as those known gotaways.
Wow. $451 billion.
And that doesn't count for like local school districts or local hospitals or you're maintaining your roads with the influx of a new population. No. That's just to house them.
What a great report from Madison Allworth. I hadn't seen her before.
My word.
I'm just saying.
That was a great report. It really was. She did really well there. It was good.
I hadn't seen Madison before.
I mean, it's better than the Chris Cruz report.
She's on Fox every once in a while. She does the reports on the border.
She's better looking than I am.
There's no question about that. Yeah, that's you said a true thing there, Chris. That was a very true thing.
Yeah,
truest thing you probably ever said.
Here's Bill. I never know how to pronounce his last name, Chris. Well, I'm looking at Chris for pronouncing it. Bill Milligan. Here we go. He said Border Patrol source says the Tucson, Arizona sector saw a staggering 2,800 plus illegal crossings yesterday alone. This was tweeted yesterday.
Tucson had 15,300 illegals last week alone.
In a week, right.
Last week alone. And then yesterday, how many was it?
2,800 plus in one day.
My gosh.
That seems like it's a problem. But I thought...
It does seem like it's a problem.
But you say the border...
It's secure.
The border is secure? That's good. I'll stop worrying about it then.
The border is secure.
That man hates America. Alejandro Mayorkas.
And here's some illegals lined up for social services in Manhattan.
Look at that, huh? Come on in. Let's go.
But they're a net gain for America monetarily, of course.
Sure.
That's what we've heard for decades now.
Look at all them babies.
Yeah, look at the kids, the babies, the women, the children.
Wait.
Look at this. I mean...
What did they say, Chris? What did that guy yell?
That guy said, "Thank you, white people, for letting me in. Many blessings to you."
Thank you, white people, for letting me in. Many blessings to you.
He says the famous word that we call you guys as Hispanics. We call you guys gringos.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get really upset when we're called.
Oh yeah, I feel
gringo
so
and
insulted.
cracker. And
I can tell Pat is upset.
Whitey.
They're really pissed.
Just gets under my skin.
This is why I can't let the Civil War go. Okay, this is exactly why I can't let the Civil War go.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's just me.
Because you're raggedy.
I know. It's just me.
Raggedy Jiffy.
I just can't let the
We're not a country, man.
I can't.
We're
take
not a
it.
country.
Wow.
This is putrid.
It's only costing us probably $1 trillion when you add everything up.
Oh yeah,
probably $1 trillion or so.
And we have Americans that can't get health insurance.
Yeah,
can't get food for their families.
Right.
And we're providing for these illegal. I'm sorry, these.
We're buying 5-star hotels to put them up in.
Migrants, Jeffy.
Sickening. Yeah,
Migrants,
I know. I almost said
That's
the
what
illegal
you're
immigrants.
yeah, but
I don't want. No one is illegal.
No human being is illegal.
That's right.
Except
so
you. Except you.
Just today alone. I mean, we've got no border. We're bankrupting our country, taking care of people that should not be here. in a legal sense.
Yeah.
We've learned that our armed forces being completely disrespected by this administration.
And charged for some of the equipment left behind in Afghanistan that they were ordered to leave behind.
And then
Come on.
we also had the air marshals are trailing anyone that even looked toward the Capitol. Don't even get me started on that again. In January of 2021. Oh, gosh. Boy, how you feeling about your country now?
Unreal.
I mean, the election is a year away. That a year from now seems like I can't even see it on the horizon.
Does. It feels a long way. One of the things I learned today that I did not know, I'd heard about the air marshal fiasco and the border, but I didn't know that we flew people out of Afghanistan on birds. I did not know that.
No. The soldier said
they must have been big birds.
Yeah.
No.
Right?
No wonder he couldn't bring his stuff.
Like the Sesame Street bird?
It was Big Bird from Sesame Street.
It was? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he could fly, but I'm just saying I didn't know we were flying him out of there on birds.
I know you're playing along, okay? Pat, you're just kind of egging him on. I think Jeffy really thinks that he was referring to
birds,
a giant animal.
Yeah.
That's what the man said.
And we all know Jeffy respects veterans.
Yeah, we do know that. Being one himself from the island of Spice.
Operation
Desert
Urgent Fury.
Urgent Fury. That's what it
Get
was.
Get it right.
So thank you. Be a little bit more respectful to Urgent Fury.
And here's a fun story, too. China is going into lockdown again with a new illness. So this is good.
Definitely not a new virus, though. Definitely not a new virus.
It's nothing to worry about. They brought back masks. I don't know if the masks in China ever left. But social distancing is back.
Yay.
And they're locking down certain areas.
I don't give a crap what this thing can do to human beings. And nobody should be wearing a mask or locking down or letting the government shut your business down or close up or whatever. You're not China. Well, actually, we kind of are now. So I stand corrected.
So this is a Chinese hospital?
Yes.
And do we know?
What is causing this scene of?
That's a hospital.
Many people.
They claim that they're being overrun because all these people have this new virus.
It looks like a Walmart on Black Friday.
Look like an airport or something with all the boards in the background.
Wow.
They're saying this is a hospital.
Okay.
All right. Well, I read a Substack from Dr. Robert Malone this morning who said
we're all gonna die.
No, he didn't say that. Okay. He actually said that he thinks it's reached its peak, and we kind of all just need to be cool.
Just chill.
Really?
I mean,
even though it's mycoplasma pneumonia,
and it's reached its peak there, but I mean, we've already,
that's fair.
Right. We just had the Chinese envoy in the United States of America. We're still, allowing travel back and forth. So whatever it is, whether it's not a new virus or not, it's already here.
Listen to this.
I think it's in Britain, too.
It is circulated since May, but it's now showing ground glass opacity in lung scans.
Is that bad?
Ground glass in your lungs? I don't think it's optimal. I think it's suboptimal.
Okay.
Yeah. I think most physicians would consider it not the perfect scenario for you and your lungs to have ground glass in them.
What? It doesn't sound like something you really want.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So, it's also known as white lung syndrome.
Doesn't sound good.
Many parents are deeply worried and are having to wait at least a day just for emergency care. But China continues to insist that flu is the usual winter bug that's going around.
Yeah, it's
Don't
definitely
worry about
not a new virus.
No, it's not.
And it's affecting kids, yeah. And I would like to know, I do want to know about the size of the virus. And how is it small like COVID and fits through the holes of the masks? I would like to know if those masks even do anything.
They don't.
Do we have time for the update on the Chinese lab that was found in California? Remember we talked about that a few months ago? We have the Congressman Gallagher from Wisconsin. You got to see this. This is shocking.
Technology, but I want to talk to you about the secret biolab run by Chinese with ties to the CCP in Wheatley, California. How many of these secret biolabs exist around the country?
The honest answer is we don't know. And what worries me in doing this investigation, my committee conducted the investigation. We have a bipartisan report that explains the whole thing that Americans can read, is that if the FBI director or the president turned to the FBI director and said, hey, we need to figure out how many of these we have in the United States, they wouldn't even know where to begin. Here we had a Chinese citizen who came to America illegally. He was fleeing a $330 million judgment for intellectual property theft on behalf of the Chinese government. He set up this lab and he was buying dangerous pathogens, including Ebola, including tuberculosis, including HIV, online. So we have no tripwires in place, no safeguards in place in order to prevent potentially a hostile actor from buying dangerous pathogens in order to damage America. And then when the local officials found this, and it was all because a local building inspector saw a pipe sticking out of what was supposed to be an abandoned building, they called the FBI. The FBI said, well, we can't investigate because there's no ties to WMD, which is absurd. They called the CDC. The CDC hung up on them initially, and it wasn't until the local congressman got on the case that the CDC was forced to send a team to investigate, and that wasn't until many, many months later. So this has revealed a huge soft underbelly in our domestic national security. It's incredibly troubling. We need to do more to prevent this from happening. We've all seen what can happen to our society when we don't have vigilance against potential pathogens and a pandemic in the last few years. And we know beyond anything else, the one thing that the pandemic should have taught us is that you cannot trust the Chinese Communist Party.
We've got a Black Friday sale on tuberculosis right now. It's 50% off for the next 5 hours.
The boss is gone. I've got Ebola going for you. Buy one, get one free.
When you buy, with every Ebola that you purchase, we're going to throw in tuberculosis for half price.
Promo code?
Promo code is DIE.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.